Welcome, Sagittarius. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to read your April, May, June preview reading. This is grounded in the present full moon in Libra energy, which we are still resonating with. It occurred late last night, and in the location I am, there was a large earthquake at 1:30 in the morning. So this seems to be resonating with the rattling of our cage, the shaking of our foundations at a very subliminal level, so that we are no longer sure of the ground that we are standing on. Thus, the imagination comes to us as a way of extending from our roots in the ground towards the sky, the stars, our visions, and our dreams. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind, which takes flight through the imagination, which gives wings to our emotional, intuitive desire nature. And this is resonating for you at a level of world family camaraderie. This is your instinct and impulse towards humankind and the healing of the nations. I have laid out April, May, and June here with the archetype cards clarified with an African tarot, and I'll clarify with a Crow tarot these cards, finish up with a flower oracle. Starting with April, the forest. I'm going to read from the guidebook as a way of getting the essential kernel and seed, since this is about potential projecting ourselves forward. I want to give you a bit of a clear roadmap from the guidebook. The forest, the woods, the thicket, the jungle. It's likely that the forest includes all mythic dynamics of this archetypal space. A little fear, a little enchantment, perhaps losing your way, and then discovering a secret mystical treasure. Such is the magic of the forest. It requires first that we enter, and then that we get lost within it. There are tricksters here, dense foliage, and entanglement. But equally present are the glimmers of fairy light and friends among the trees. You're on an adventure now, and there's no turning back. This feels entirely relatable in terms of a lifelong path that you've been on, one in which you have uniquely struck out against the beaten path, wandered into the mountains, over the hills, into distant lands and unfamiliar terrains. This is where you have gathered and gained experience, learned lessons along the way, but ultimately come face to face with aspects of yourself and your power. This is clarified by judgment. Ooh, okay. The energy is very, very powerful here. I feel as though you are scanning experiences of your life and your journey and recognizing the through line among the various adventures, adversities, and lessons you've gained. This is your recognition that you have been called. You have always been responding to a call that has led you out into the external world in a variety of unexpected places. You may be an individual that has wandered far from the family story in some way or other. You've left the safety of the nest in a way that perhaps other family members have never been motivated to do. But this has been purposeful, and you are now understanding that purpose in a broader way, that this is part of allowing you to reflect back your experience with the judgment, the awareness that you have cultivated, you have grown, and that you willingly share with others as a service to humankind. In May, the Creator, which all the fire signs have gotten this round, is the artist, the alchemist, and the innovator. This is the first archetype in the trio of existence. The Creator is not intimidated by darkness or the lack. Though generative, this archetype annihilates preconceived notions of what is possible, leaving unexpected openings in the wake of its destruction. The Creator does this by first being absolutely present in what is, not imagining or wishing things were different, and second, trusting that a force greater than themselves awaits constant collaboration with each human soul. Whether we call it nature, God, goddess, Shakti, or divinity, it remains nameless. It is the Creator's lifelong companion. This is also an interesting note for a fire sign such as yourself. The Creator is naturally attractive and coveted. As its energy zings with possibility, you can feel when a Creator type enters the room. All eyes land on them. So in May, we're experiencing a fair amount of attention and the phenomenal will to articulate or give voice to, express our reason for being, our particular, unique, original perspective, our perspective that is not designed to allow us to easily fit into a crowd. You're a standout. That is part of what your charisma lends to your energy, that you are not a sheep, you are not a wolf, but you are an original. You may be more of a lone wolf than you are a sheep. Whatever your skills, you accept that your skills are unique to your original mission and purpose in life. And this is clarified by the Justice card. Wow. This is giving me even a stronger sense about this origin story of your unique path among your tribe, your family, your community. And you are in the current moment, particularly in May, there may be some opportunity in which you recognize the justice that you are now seeking that balances this life of adventure, of travel, of experience and experimentation with a grounded experience of manifesting your desires in the real material world. And finding that harmony within is actually what helps you to ground your artistic or creative voice, your expression, the thing that makes your experience mean something to others. In June, the unseen. The unseen is described as the spirit, the ancestor. The unseen is just as it sounds. We cannot see it, yet it sees us. Watching and waiting with wisdom, both kind and instructive. We feel this presence, sense it, intuit it, and then doubt its existence, though it rallies our attention time and time again. It is natural to fear these communications as they challenge our perception of what is real. When this card appears, our guides are near. The eternal is present. The doorway between worlds is ajar. This is absolutely a game changer. This connection to some kind of guidance that is eternal is redefining how you see yourself, your potential, and your path moving forward. It feels like a validation. This is clarified by the Tower. Goodness, this is such an incredibly powerful time for the Sagittarians I'm speaking to. It's as though you found balance in the world only to open yourself up to greater awareness and illumination. You find balance and then you release it, surrender it again. In June, there may be an experience of unexpected surprise, event, disaster, crisis. It isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it is further empowering you because of your vision to recognize that this is a blessing, a door ajar. And this is so interesting in the way I visualize the energy to this card, as though you've stuck your foot in a doorway that wanted to close and exclude you, but you recognize what's happening in a greater sense around you. You are directly touched by the hand of God, the yod in the sky. You are uniquely illuminated, and your experience both of exploration, expansion, and growth, and grounding that in a practical, useful way for others is culminating into a spark of consciousness that is opening up to you in a new way, in a way you never thought you'd have the opportunity to pursue or appreciate. I'm going to clarify these cards. And in April, the Judgment card is clarified by the Nine of Pentacles, and two cards popped out. The Knight of Wands I grabbed first, and for the Justice card in the month of May, the Knight of Swords, and one more for May, the Seven of Swords, and for June, the Tower card. 2 of 3 fell out, the Six of Swords, and the Nine of Wands. So that was 2 as I desired. So for Judgment, we have, look at this Tower of Pyramid. You know, I get a picture here with this card of a pyramid, of this pile of your resources that you are enjoying and cultivating for yourself, for your own pleasure, for your own advancement and investment. So this is where the lone wolf, or the wolf, the domestic wolf or domestic dog, is actually this fierce and wild energy that you have corralled in order to use it for your own pleasure and advancement, your own security and stability. So this is cultivating safety and protection around yourself based on your own consistent and ongoing investment in who you are. But understanding that key to your sense of security is your independence. That is what gives you the ability to choose what's right for you at any moment. The Knight of Wands is your ongoing quest for growth. You understand that is the key to you. You came here to learn, to grow. You love to explore, to discover new aspects of the world and yourself. And this feels as though in April, this continues to contribute to this personal stability and independence that you have mastered for yourself. In May, the Creator, the Justice card, is clarified by the Knight of Swords and the Seven of Swords. So here we are fending off, interrogating, questioning, and eternally curious about the kind of feedback we have received for our proposals, our actions, our plans. We are aware that people may perceive us as outside, marginal, not belonging. And as a result of that, we often are met with criticism that underscores our lack of ability in the eyes of others, or in some cases, their envy or their incomprehensibility about what we are envisioning, what we see. They just don't quite understand it. But rather than engage it, tease it out, as you are clearly willing to do, they would rather shut it down. It makes them uncomfortable. It makes them fearful if they actually interrogated what it is you're speaking about. And I have to be truthful, in many ways, your language is heady, is cerebral, because you've given what you're thinking about, what you're proposing, a lot of thought. You're pulling a lot together, but you're also realizing that their inability to understand your projects or their dismissal of them is really about them. It is not about you. You are not daunted by the feedback, the negative pressure, the exclusion that you experience, because you know your ideas are worthy. This is based on a lifetime of growth that you're putting language to. And it's also based on your desire to concretize what you've learned, what you know, to make something practical and useful out of that information, that experience. And this is something you're determined to do. And if that means that you are able to ignore, bypass, navigate around these blocks, you will do so. There is somebody who is interested in what you are proposing. And in June, the Tower card is clarified by the Six of Swords and the Nine of Wands. I feel that you are moving away from the struggle, that you have recognized that the kind of incomprehension you experience or receive back from others that you attempt to engage in your projects, your ideas, or the way you participate in meetings, groups, conversations, discourse, is not clearly understood or is not welcome for some reason. No matter how hard you try, you can't seem to positively impact or contribute to a solution to a problem. And so, in that way, you are releasing this idea that you can just keep trying, because that's a little bit in you, Sagittarius. You are the optimist. You don't give up. You always look at the good side, the bright side of something. You're going to cheer on even your deflectors, your detractors, when it hurts. And you're really releasing that. You're moving away from that. You realize what you see, the light, the experience, the illumination, the revelation you're having is not shared by others. And that can well be for a reason. So you're giving up the fight. But that doesn't mean you're giving up your goal. You are determined. You know that what you see is the path for you and that you can accomplish this. And so you're moving on, but away from what feels like struggle. You realize that your gifts are not a struggle for you. They are a pleasure. They are an empowerment. They're an opportunity to serve. And that's what you want to do. And you can do that and feel a sense of success with that elsewhere. So this may bode, it looks for many of you in June, you may be traveling, you will be traveling to a place that welcomes your experience, your effort, your advisement, your wisdom. And I'm going to finish this reading. I know these are brief. They're meant to be general for obvious reasons. We don't know what the future is, but we can project what we know now. And this card kind of did a double turn around. I'm curious what was underneath. The nasturtium, the key word is grounding. The beginning is where you need to be. I love that. This feels like you have established your foundation in whatever social context that fits for you. And now you're ready to take off. And you're finding multiple opportunities to do so. Thank you so much, Sagittarius, for this reading. Please let me know if any of this resonates for you now or in the immediate future. So much appreciation for all the support you give me. Namaste.